right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Case. Big update and new features in the case battles. Updated and convenient interface with new options. Up to 4 users can participate in one battle now. Create and customize your battles, any number and any type of cases. Choose the number of participants and invite your friends with a unique link. Watch the best drop and win everything. Don't miss epic battles on Hellcase.
Alright everyone, good evening. Apologies, I had a little bit of an issue with the clean feed there, but we are indeed ready to hop on into this game now. As you can see on your screen, it was Movistar Riders who take the knife round here on the opening map. Give me a moment and I will quickly go over how the veto actually went down. So, Vertigo being removed by Prosto, Movistar Riders then getting rid of Dust 2, leaving as well Overpass, of course, here being chosen by Prosto. Movistar Riders then choosing Inferno, and if needed, we will have Mirage as the decider. So, looking to be a pretty interesting series here, I do have to say. Also worth noting that this is the Group B winners match, so both of these teams having won their opening game, looking to try and advance, of course. I guess what we can quickly do is actually talk about their opening games and how they went. Prosto taking on Heretics, they took that game 2-1. Ended up actually losing a very close game in overtime. Train and Dust 2 being two of the maps that they did play, being pretty close. Inferno, worth noting that was the map that they lost, since Movistar Riders of course chose Inferno coming into this best of 3. So that certainly could be an interesting one. But coming on towards Overpass at the least for Prosto, it is looking to be probably an easy enough showing. Movistar Riders aren't great at Overpass. They played it a few times, but sorry, not too sure why the desktop decided to come up over there. Yeah, they played it a few times, but I think have only got themselves one victory in the last 3 months, so not ideal. Inferno is a decent map as well for Prosto once you go on there. So especially if Prosto are able to come off the back of a convincing victory, rather here on Overpass, I feel like that still could be a pretty difficult one for them. Mirage, on the other hand, I'd say probably the only map there where you look at it and think Movistar Riders are probably favoured rather to take the victory. So if it does end up getting to a map number 3, I probably would look at the Spaniards as the slight favourites. Getting a nice little view of Quick here. I hear some typing in the chat, so that would probably indicate that we are just about ready to go live. We're getting an interesting third-person view. We're trying to go CGS with this. Yekin there trying to jump up onto this backwards is just not going to work out for him, as you can see. Yeah, we are kicking it off a little bit delayed, unfortunately. Not too sure what the issue was. Another thing worth noting is Movistar Riders, of course, they ended up taking down Sprout, I believe, in their opening game. So that's a pretty big name to claim. Actually have a look at that one as well. I'm taking a look at it right now because this is my first time actually hopping in to cast some of these games, so needed to refresh my memory a little bit again. Movistar Riders did actually take that in a 2-1 victory as well, but they also lost Inferno, so both of these teams seem more than confident on Inferno, but losing in overtime 19-16, Sprout were able to pick it up versus Movistar Riders, and of course when we were looking at that previous one when Heretics were able to take down Pro, so that was 19-17. So both of these teams haven't actually lost it in the past couple days. So map 2 will certainly be interesting. On the other hand, we've seen Nuke and then Train being played by Movistar Riders. That's where they actually picked up their victories, neither of which we're actually going to be seen today. So a little bit of a switch up. Movistar Riders, even though they were able to win Train up against Sprout, actually banded out in this one as towards the end and decided to go with Mirage instead, which is understandable. They are certainly a capable Train team. Again, not sure why my my hotbar there on the bottom wants to keep popping up. God damn it, Windows. Oh, okay. Some players disconnecting. I don't actually really have info about what's going on. So the fact that everyone is just leaving the server right now is definitely a bit worrying for me. I think in that case it might be best if I throw it over to the hold-in screen again for a few moments, and we just wait and see when these guys are going to be going live. Maybe a bit of an issue with the server, I would imagine. So yeah, as I said, guys, going to throw it over to the break screen for a couple of moments. Apologies for the delay. Hopefully we will be able to get this kicked off soon, though.
Passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down and left her, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Baby, leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, 'cause they don't understand what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Town. I'm running out of time, and as long as you're mine, I wanna run away. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. On my own, when you spill that rum and coke on my t-shirt, yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I know, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Oh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette, but it's first sight the way you looked at me. Couldn't think of what you wanted to make it stop. Baby, you make me feel something. And the next thing I know, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Oh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette, but it's first sight the way you looked at me. Couldn't think of what you wanted to make it stop. Baby, you make me feel something.
Alright everyone, welcome back. I believe we are actually ready to hop on in this time. There was just a bit of a ping issue, so ended up swapping over a server, and now I believe everything is good. As you can see, it looks like everyone is ready and up, and we are going to be kicking things off finally. As I said before, Overpass here looking like it should be a relatively easy victory for Prosto, but Movistar Riders, you can never underestimate them. They can certainly show us something, rather. And here we go. Over on that CT side, Movistar Riders having won the knife round. They're picking up a defuse kit and a smoke. The rest of them picking up Kevlar, apart from Mopos, who actually picks up a full set of utility. Over on the T side, then actually 2 players as well, also going for those nades. 2 smokes and 3 flashes is what they have to work with, and then the 1 raid boss on towards World Edit. Let's see what the plan is. Initially, at least for Prosto, just going to be taking things around mid, getting that initial control over towards the playground, rather. And as you can see, on the other side of the map right now, we actually have Movistar Riders getting aggressive, and off the back of that, getting themselves probably a lot of info. You would imagine pretty soon now they'll begin to rotate back up towards that A-bomb site, going to have themselves set up. But with the time that's there, it's not like Prosto cannot take it back. It's more so they just lack the information on the rest of the map. If they were to go back towards B, they'd probably have to make it quick after they begin to kind of emerge from Connector or around towards Monster, etc. Let's see what the plan is. Still a minute and 10 seconds, and right now 2 players towards this A-bomb site. Soaker just jump peeking, trying to see if he can spot anyone out. It seems like they still aren't 100% sure about where this is going to go. They kind of have 2 players towards either side, and then the ability to rotate one up quickly with Easter having that defuse kit in heaven. And here we go, smoke's being thrown in towards A. This should give it away now. You would imagine Movistar Riders at this point begin to call in for the rotate. And they are indeed going to begin pushing towards the truck. Alex not able to find anything. Soaker, he was in towards the exact same corner. They were in a bit of an awkward spot, but he does pull 1 back. The issue is, in the meantime, Waylander getting 1 as well. And we can see up close with the Glock now over towards the steps. Nickelback able to find 1 before going down, so they just keep the trades in their favour. Prosto making it happen. It's all on towards Debts. Now there is a defuse kit to be retrieved. Finds a quick headshot. Spots out that player on short. Knows there's one up close and tries to force the fight, but it won't work out in the end. And it's Waylander to take that final kill. 2 in a round for himself. As, of course, now that is going to be Prosto picking up the opening pistol round. And it looks like Movistar Riders are going to force buy right into this one. Indeed they are. Pistols, Kevlar, an MP9 out from Opos. He should be able to buy body armor as well. There you have it. So it's not terrible. But for Prosto, they of course do have the much stronger buy. Need to be cautious though. 3 Mac-10s. Just the 1 AK and then the 1 Galil. They do have a lot of utility at the very least to play with. The Eagle right now looking to try and peek in towards the middle. A little bit more of an aggressive stance towards A this time around from Movistar Riders. Go back. He's pushing a little bit up short, a little bit too aggressive if anything. Unfortunately, the weapon isn't really retrievable at this point for Debts, even though he did get the trade. Ends up taking a lot of damage then as well from the player peeking up short. So a 1-for-1 early on, not too bad. Rifle even being picked back up by Yakindar right there. Up in heaven, already some good damage being connected, and at this point you would imagine they'll just walk on towards this B-bomb site and finish off whatever stands in their way. There's 1 player in the pit who's already low. They've done some good damage towards the player in heaven as well. They are taking their time though, so it's allowed for a bit of a rotation. That on the Mac-10, going to be charging in. Indeed, finishes off Debts in the pit finally. And with that smoke down, the bomb plant should be allowed. There's a lot that the CPs can do about it. And Easter, he ends up actually just getting spammed down through the smoke. I mean, that works. Quick getting the final 2 kills. Oh, actually it wasn't. It was quick with that kill through the smoke. I thought World Edit managed to pick it up somehow. Instead, acting as a bit of a distraction. I think he did connect some damage. There we go, 2-0 to force buy, of course, not working out for Movistar Riders, now leaving them on the eco. Only going to be pretty much default pistols, apart from a few P250s. Chance for maybe a few kills to come in, at least try and drop a rifle or 2. They weren't able to get a lot in the previous round, unfortunately. The 1 rifle they did drop was picked back up by one of the players who had the Mac-10 before, so able to keep that in play, not really losing very much at all. A relatively clean round. Right now over towards long, we see a bit of a stack coming in from the CT side, and it does seem like they may be able to find something. Prosto have some presence around this area, and right now actually on his own, World Edit going to be peeking in, manages to find 2 quick headshots actually as they line up, and I believe realizes there's another player in behind the rock, so needs to be careful. Tank down low, doesn't want to get dropped. It's a teammate instead who goes down. Alex spins around for another. It was a great shot onto Quick. But unfortunately, the trades do finally begin to come back there from the rifles. And with that, leaving Mopos alone over towards B. Hoping someone's going to try and come out through Monster. But for the moment, at least, Prosto, all of their players going to be around that mid area. They do have a good bit of time. So, I mean, there is still a chance that they could bring it back over towards B. For the moment, the bomb even being left in playground. So, they perhaps could be yet to make the decision. We'll see where they do finally begin to actually bring it. And it looks like, yeah, probably towards A. The bomb now making its way up towards long. Mopo's not rotating, so he's not going to be able to do really anything about defending this. Could maybe try and hunt out for some weapons, though. The only issue is, I believe there's only 2 Mac-10s that have actually been left in positions. Potentially that could be salvaged. Even then, I wasn't paying attention. Maybe Prosto could have got rid of them. Here we go. They'll realize now, of course, that this A-bomb site is clear. The bomb will go down. And we'll probably just be waiting for a little while. I mean, there's the chance for exits. But if he doesn't go for exits, then I wouldn't expect Prosto to try and actually hunt them down either, not having too much money. I mean, they have a bit built up, but ideally you do want to take these early on rounds as clean as possible. I think Yekindar probably going to spot Mopos pretty soon, though. Oh, maybe Mopos could catch him off guard. Spotted the leg, but Yekindar instantly peeking back out, thinking he maybe saw something, and realizes that he did indeed. An easy kill. 3-0 is the score now for Prosto. The guns, though, of course, going to be available from Movistar Riders. We are getting a replay. Oh, over towards World Edit on long, yeah, with some nice sprite control. And then eventually to back away as well and not continue to take that fight. Unfortunately, of course, Alex pushed up on mid. Still made it a worthwhile eco for the CT side. Some nice shots being connected, especially that one when he spun around. If World Edit had actually stuck around rather than run him back through playground, it could have been a little bit dangerous with him already being low as well. The op shot not quite connected on mid. Instead going to be paying the price slightly as a nade. It does do some damage. Down to 80 health, not the end of the world for an opper though. Easter's a man that has a lot of impact on this weapon, but he also has some off days from what I've seen from him. Hopefully he'll be able to step it up right now and allow for Movistar Riders to pick up an opening kill here, because it looks like pretty soon they will be coming in his direction, although for the moment going to be favouring more towards mid. Yeah, it looks like they're willing to give up long. He has already showed the fact that he was around this mid area in general, so they're being very cautious at the moment, using the utility well. But of course it does run down some time. Always the goal for the CT side, show the initial aggression, slowly fall back off towards the bathrooms, force them to use utility to retake mid and then the bathrooms as well, and then at that point you're back towards the bomb site. Good way to do it rather than just giving up map control. Now late in the round, still a 5-on-5, but the damage of course is favouring Prosto, so that could be a bit of an issue. Taking it over towards B now, the short aggression could be in trouble. I was going to say a flash looking like it was going to be tossed over. They do end up double peeking to get the trade, and Mopos, he notices that there's 3 players. If he can get himself a second and just keep them the favourable position, he will be happy, and he manages it. Alex ends up getting one as well. Easter rotating into a connector on the op, going to finish it off, and there it is, Movistar Riders picking up that opening gun round in a pretty convincing fashion, I would say. Of course, with the 3 rounds in a row for Prosto, they will be able to buy again. They do have pretty good money. Some drops going to have to come in, though. Yekindar, I think, going to be the one likely to give those weapons over. Yeah, gives over an AK. Waylander actually onto a Galil, unfortunately. Nickelback has the AK as well, though. So it is a pretty solid buy. Not too many weaknesses. Utility can maybe be a little bit better as well. I mean, there is a shotgun in play from Movistar Riders as well, so neither team going to have a perfect buy. At least they're right now, they're holding this mid angle. No one really shown themselves, so will end up just falling back off. Of course, in this round, will be facing off against the upper. It's World Edit. So a little bit of a switch up. As I said, Movistar Riders haven't had the most success on Overpass the last few months. This would be a good time to step it up and switch it around. Mopos between the 2 Molotovs manages to dance and just about stay alive. That was very awkward. That was really well played by Prosto. Throwing a Molotov on either side of that, because playing up close to that wooden panel is so common. It unfortunately didn't quite manage to actually connect the 2 Molotovs together. If that was the case, he probably would not have survived that. Molotov. Tossed out. They're gonna drop the smoke on it. He wasn't really up close in the corner. I mean, he could have fell back off if he wanted, but dropping the smoke just in case the player tried to follow up a peek with it. Of course, Mopo's still on low health, but it is the man advantage at the moment for Movistar Riders. Mopos, they aren't clearing this position. It's perfect with the auto shotgun. Oh my god. Waylander just about turns around in time, and the shotgun, it drops him low, but not quite enough for the kill. Death's now playing around the pillar. Manages to, and delays that bomb plant. Is there enough time for Quick? I believe just about, as he does manage to get it down, but now it's a 1 versus 2 that he has to pull off. Looking to force the issue around the smoke, catches the first on Easter. Spam down a little bit now, playing a bit of a dancing game here. Trying to find the 1 versus 1, but not able to do it. Soaker comes out on top, and it's Movistar Riders taking themselves their second round. Doing so back to back, a little bit closer this one though. Meaning, unfortunately, they're not really going to build up any money, but they do still have enough to reinvest into this round, so not the biggest of deals. And of course, if we have a look over towards Prosto, they actually will not be able to get the full buy. It's likely we're going to see a bit of an eco just come in. We get the English CS money up there. Because we're watching on the clean feed, the Russian one came up right there. So I tried to get the English one up over it, but I didn't have any warnings, so I didn't know. We good though? We good. Oh, B-Rush straight up right here. They did actually fortify as well. Interesting from Prosto. I mean, it's not bad. 4 rifles to work with. A 1-for-1 trade initially being found, but some good damage also coming in from Movistar Riders. And Deaths finds himself 2 as they come up on short. Waylander on low health as well, but they work together well. Waylander, who jumped up to actually distract a little bit with World Edit, then coming in on the peak. The op from Easter finds 1, pulls in the final player, and Easter says, what the hell? I'm gonna try and take this kill through my teammate for some reason. I think he expected his teammate was gonna die right there, and was just like, ah well, may as well just shoot through him just to confirm the kill, even if he goes down, just to be safe. But his teammate had just about got the kill. Again, means they only survive with 1 player in the round, which is not a good position to be in. Keeps you on a very fragile economy. Movistar Riders at this point have already put their loss bonus back down, of course. So if they were to lose 1 round at this point, probably facing a double eco. So ideally for them that cannot happen. Positive is this time Prosto are actually on the eco themselves. Of course, having forced into the previous round, not able to do it again. But they do have Deagles on towards 3 of those players. Yekin there, Waylander and Quick. All very capable players who can certainly make this a costly round at the very least. Easter though at the op, does he realise there's a player up close on the right? I don't believe so. So if World Edit was to try and distract a little bit there, I was going to say maybe he could peek out and get the headshot, but he still may be able to find it. Easter, he's going to need to connect a quick flicker if he wants to actually come out on top of this potential duel that's looking to happen. Oh, the timing is horrible. The second he pulls out the Molotov, Waylander comes in with a quick headshot. Soaker now playing above the side smoke, does some good damage on the first player, sprays down another. But at this point, very low on health and unfortunately not able to back off. As of course, Waylander coming in from long. Mopos, they're able to get Yekin there though with a quick trade in the bathroom, so the advantage does for now remain in favour of the CT side. Waylander catches one on the bomb site though. That's his position known as he comes in on the flank. World Edit holding for it, but he is now left as the last man standing for Prosto. Costly round at the very least, potentially one that World Edit could pull off, but he's trapped in between both of these players. Spots them both pushing him down, and there it is. Well played by the CT side. Working well off of each other, ensuring that he wouldn't be able to get himself the 1 versus 1s. Was blanking on the words for a second. It was World Edit as well, of course. He's back on the op in this round, though. Prosto, of course, having an eco in that previous one, bringing it down to only 2 players surviving. I think they can be pretty happy with how it went. As you can see, because of that as well, it is pissed, rather SMGs on towards 2 of the players. Here we go. Another very important gun round, of course, coming in. As I said before, Movistar Riders still in that position where if they lose 1 round, instantly put onto a double eco. And with 3 already on the board for Prosto, that might be looking at a pretty much easy 6-round scoreline on the T side already, so not a good spot for Movistar Riders. They need to start taking these a bit more convincingly. Nice nade. Doesn't actually do as much damage as it looked like it would. Well on there, didn't take any at all from it, and quick down to 66. I mean, it is still pretty substantial. Looking like, at least for the moment, it will be brought over towards this A-bomb site, but they do still have a little bit of time, so if they wanted, they could bring it back down connector quickly. The bomb is also around that position, so we'll just have to wait and see what they go for. Right now, though, creeping up long, that smoke down for them to actually close in the distance. A is looking to be the target for Prosto, and Soker, he wants to try and be a bit more proactive about this, pushing in before they can begin the actual execute. Rather manages to find a quick double, but he had lost his teammate on the bomb site, and we actually seen another kill as well coming in elsewhere. Suddenly leaving it into a 3-on-2 as the bomb goes down. A retake right now from Movistar Riders that is not going to be easy. They do have the fuse kits, they have one flash to work with, but it's both of those SMG players, unfortunately. So up against the rifles as well. I mean, one positive is maybe they have a little bit better maneuverability, so a little bit more accurate while running. So maybe they can close in the distance using that one flash, but I mean, at this point I think they may just be considering the save, which is understandable. They wouldn't have minded maybe a bit of an upgrade towards rifles instead if possible, but I don't think that's really going to be allowed. If they try to run up now, then of course, well, they need to back out at this point as well, because the bomb is going to explode and probably do some pretty good damage to them. They both just took a small bit of damage. What happened there? Okay. They went down from like their 100 health. I don't know if that was just a UI weird glitch or something. But yeah, ended up taking a bit of damage from the bomb as well. And in the end, Mopo's actually retrieving an M4. That's not getting an upgrade off the UMP, but I mean, it's not horrible. Looking like they're going to buy in, though. This is interesting. Okay, as I said, they were on the double eco, so I mean, it's not too surprising. Especially with the M4 and the UMP being saved over, able to drop over one UMP as well. Decent amount of utility behind the pistols and the Kevlar. They still have the 2 defuse kits, of course, as well. So I mean, it's not horrible, but on paper, Prosto should be taking this round, and if they do, eco will be in the future of Movistar Riders, unfortunately, at that point. Then, as I said, probably 6 on the T side already for Prosto. Early on, though, we do see the T side just looking to pinch in towards mid. One player over towards connector. Just the one, surprisingly. We did see early on in the half, Movistar Riders had a couple players aggressive around that position when they were on the weaker buys. So putting one player in towards connector when you suspect that you may be against, well, you know you're against at least a couple of weapons, at the very least, because there was a couple saved over. And then you suspect you may be against pistols as well. So it was interesting that he went alone in connector, because if he went down, could have given away a rifle. But of course, Movistar Riders playing a little bit more passive at the moment. They do have a player up around the back rooms, and then one on the bomb site with a UMP trying to support. Really well played right now from Prosto, although the Molotov doesn't quite get up close enough, so Easter's still given room to play with. Manages to take one before going down to World Edit, rather, in the trade with Nickelback trying to get the spam through the smoke. Soker, though, good peek, he lines them up, but isn't really able to do very much damage at all. Waylander dropped to 81, Nickelback dropped to 74. As they take themselves another kill for the Prosto side, so a man advantage now. All 3 players are around this area from Movistar Riders, so this could get dangerous. Mopo's already finding one. Detz is ready to pop out then for the trade as well, leaving Alex in a 1v2 with Nickelback very low on health. He can make this happen right now. World Edit on the off, holding the steps push. The flash goes in. It doesn't blind up anyone, but the shoulder peek baiting out the shot does allow for maybe a little bit of ground to be covered here for Alex, but he's taking his time to push out. That's allowed for Prosto to fall back off. Now the bomb planted for the bathrooms and long. He gets the M4, though, manages to take down Nickelback, and with the jump peek confirms the position of that AWP player. Picks up a smoke as well. This is perfect, but trying to jump back across again. World Edit. A nice raid indeed. A very close round, though, considering it was the force buy, of course, from Movistar Riders. They didn't have all that much to work with, so I mean, not as convincing as Prosto were probably hoping for, but they have the opportunity to do that now, rather, in this round, where of course it will actually be the full eco for the CT side. Just a few upgraded pistols currently. Mopo's boosted though, actually does manage to catch one player off guard with a quick dink. Unfortunately, with the very little amount of head that he could actually see, wasn't able to follow up a second shot to finish off Nickelback. And there in the meantime, having creeped up short, took his first and eventually his second kill. As he continues to frag, quick push through connector. Or rather, holding connector, catching that push through mid. Yeah, this is just not looking good. Movistar Riders not really finding any damage here in this round, so Prosto should finally be able to take themselves a more convincing round to actually keep a bit of money in the bank. Not have to put so much reinvestment into all of these rounds. There it is. Easter was hoping to catch one with the peak of 50. Back on the buy though, Movistar Riders. This is where they need to start picking up some more rounds. I mean, they looked really good once they got that first gun round, and then they were able to put together a few, but never really building up the economy too much. It put them in this position now. We're at 6-4. They are fighting their back against the wall. Wayland, they're picking up a double kill already. The flash was perfect, or the flashes to be precise, because it's World Edit and Nickelback getting those flash assists. Currently, it's a 5-on-2. The B-bomb site has been completely overrun, and there was nothing that Movistar Riders could actually do about it. They've already ran away. Easter and Soaker looking to save. It's jam time, baby. I mean, they barely even took any damage. It was Waylander who took a few bullets, playing the tank, of course, absorbing all that damage and allowing his teammates to just clean up. And it doesn't look like they're going to allow them to save either. I mean, there is some money in the bank for Prosto. Ideally, though, they don't want to lose more than a couple players. Let's see, working together. As long as they trade, that would be worthwhile. First kill coming in for Easter. World Edit looking to follow it up. There's already some damage done, but they were ready. Both players holding the angle at that point, and I don't know if it's worthwhile anymore. You can see Quick. I mean, if he wants to follow it up right now, maybe try and get that spam, finish off the low HP player. It could be worthwhile. And there you have it. Gets one. Tries the spam down the second, but doesn't quite connect. So in the end, one AK will at least be carried over. Unfortunately, not able to get maybe as much as they would have hoped for behind that AK. It is just pistols, Kevlar. I think they have a bit of utility as well. Yeah, a bit on the safe player. They do have the fuse kit though, so I mean, that could be handy. You can't underestimate one rifle. The Hero AK can always get the job done. Especially in the hands of Easter, as I said, one of the standout players, I would say, for Movistar Riders. More so on the AWP, but I mean, you can still get the job done on the AK. Soldier has the opportunity, but isn't quite able to get any shots off. A little bit slow on the reactions. Easter actually gets a double headshot as they come up through connector. What the hell is that? Eventually goes down in the... Oh, it doesn't actually even go down. Never mind, it swapped off. I got a little bit confused by the body dying at that point. It was actually a CZ kill being found by Death, so that's another frag in favor of Movistar Riders. What has happened right now for Prosto? Extra AK even being retrieved. It's put the CT side into a great position at this point. Two of them aggressing up long to find info, ensuring that they stick together right now in this, at least in kind of groups of two and duos, the buddy system. As I say that, it looks like Prosto looked like they were going to bring it over towards B. World Edit is just getting that AK and connector, but he's made a lot of noise in doing so. So that's being heard. Opening the door, they know where at least one of these two players are. That gives them a little bit more ease of mind. The only thing is they might expect both to be here right now. The other one outside Monster. World Edit is pushing forward on his own a little bit, so I mean, this could get a bit dangerous. Ends up getting flanked out though by Alex, and that's the issue with the amount of noise that he actually made on his way down connector. It gave so much time for Movistar Riders to begin pushing forward on A, or to begin rotating down, whichever they chose, while they're hoping for a bomb plant isn't going to be allowed it. And that's a great round for Movistar Riders, stealing it away with just a few pistols being upgraded off the back of that one AK. Easter, that double headshot spray down on the players coming out of connector was superb. And you can see with that now, a pause being called. It is a tactical. I'm not sure if it's pro. I can see right now, of course, with that replay up again, absolutely spectacular. I wasn't sure who it was for, but it is from Movistar Riders, okay. I wouldn't have been too surprised if Prosto called it, of course losing that previous round, but I was also going to say Movistar Riders, although they won that one, they need to ensure that they win this as well. Otherwise, they're just going to be, again, in a very awkward spot where at that point Prosto already running away with the lead on the T side. So they call the pause. They'll be looking to try and get these final 3 rounds if they want to put themselves in a position that they can be pretty happy with. As I said, though, I didn't expect a lot here on Overpass from Movistar Riders. I expected Prosto to maybe take themselves a pretty convincing victory. So far, though, they are putting up a good fight at the very least. They need to be able to make those rounds happen with the rifles as well, though. Bit of initial aggression being shown over towards middle from the CT side. As I said, just kind of an effort to actually slow down the T's from advancing. Even though they're actually beginning now to fall all the way back towards the bomb site, it still means that Prosto are going to have to be careful when they come in towards the bathrooms, etc. Maybe use a flash, maybe use a smoke to block it off, maybe use Molotovs to clear out the corners. It's just an attempt really to run down time, and also it's effective at wasting utility. Were they looking to run boost off at a fountain right there? Didn't quite work out for them. Here we go. Looks like again, I mean, they played this position pretty much every round that it comes down to this spot right now. So Molotov again does get dropped because of that. Soaker has to go forward against the smoke. Ends up actually taking a bit of damage. Not really anything too substantial. Fortunately, will be able to fall back off. I think he got a little bit lucky right there. The spam through is just kind of all over the place. It wasn't put in specifically towards one area because they weren't aware he was up close. Trying to follow it up more so after the Molotov. Here we go, looking like the A commitment is going to come in. Already 3 players here to try and hold this one down. 2 towards the truck, as I say that, make it just 1. Soaker, he's under a lot of pressure, having already lost 2 teammates. And leaves Dets and Mopos mid-rotate in a difficult position where they had to make the decision about either trying to pull off a probably impossible 2 versus 5 retake. Well, not impossible, but I mean, the risk-reward is definitely not worthwhile, so they do call for that save. We should see a buy at least being available in this next round for Movistar Riders, but I mean, already 8 on the T side for Prosto. If they take the next round, then at that point it will have to be an eco from the CTs, most likely. Well, not an eco, of course, they would have to buy, but it wouldn't be great.
Terrorists win.
I mean, they could buy, yeah, they can get a pretty solid buy right now, so that is a positive. I was going to say maybe they could drop over a couple of weapons from the 2 surviving players, even though the others could buy for themselves, just for the extra utility. And we will see that happen, and op actually being given over towards Easter. So it's a really good buy here from Movistar Riders. As I said, though, if this one doesn't work out, that's when they could be in a little bit of trouble. They could at that point potentially be looking at the eco. Well, not the eco, but I mean, as I said before, a round where they'll probably just be on pistols, maybe SMGs and Kevlar and a bit of utility. There we go, Alex already finding one playing around the pillar on the op. Nickelback closing in the distance. He's blind, so didn't quite have the vision. Eventually, Yekin there comes in to help him out. There's 2 players in this pit. This could be dangerous. Nickelback coming in. Manages to get 1 with a bit of assistance from Yekin there as well. Right now, it's a 2-on-3 Soaker. He was pushed up close against the sandbags on short, but a Molotov has forced them back off. Easter on the op as well. Looking to see if anyone's going to give themselves over right now. Hoping a mistake will be made. Soaker, though, he's the one trying to force the issue, coming up short. 2 players on his right side, outside Monster at the moment, and a Nickelback in the pit, so it's a good setup from the T side rather. It's going to be very difficult for them to actually try and push in against, and you can see the second Soaker attempt, he goes down. Easter begins to back off, although being hunted right now. Nickelback on the P250 chasing it. No scope, not connecting, that is unfortunate. Nickelback gets the kill, and that is going to be 9-5. As I said, now it's going to be a relatively weak buy for the CTs, although Dets has 8,000 somehow. Not too sure how he has 8,000 still. Well, that was handy. Able to drop an op over. Got an M4 in return from Easter. and then gets full utility, 2 SMGs, a Deagle. As I said, it's not going to be a perfect buy because of that previous one they lost, but I mean, it's okay. Definitely could be worse. Let's see what happens. He's there, able to connect that shot on towards Waylander, but it's not the kill. I mean, it must have been slightly through the corner of the wall, but it looked pretty on to me. Who picked Overpass? Overpass is the picker of Prosto. We then have Inferno coming up next, and if needed, Mirage is the decider. Let me just double check that, actually, because I'm not looking at the VO at the moment, and I feel like sometimes yeah, no, I was right. Shouldn't have doubted myself. But yeah, Prosto, I mean, they're still happy. They're definitely happy here with the 9 rounds on the T side, and of course right now the chance to try and bring it up to 10. As I said, with this being their map choice, they will be happy about that. Inferno, a map that I would say is pretty equal between these two. So if we do end up, when we do end up going there, rather, if it's off the back of Prosto already taking the victory here in Overpass, you would have to be a little bit worried about the momentum maybe being carried over. And Movistar Riders perhaps struggling just a little bit. But there we go, Easter on the op right now. Playing up close on short again, a position they've been playing over and over again. So it likely is to be expected. This time though there's 2 players. So that's a little bit of a change. The MP9 up close. The op then certainly making its position known. Having scoped in a couple times already. It's Quick now up close. This is going to be a risky one. Quick needs to be careful. Will he expect anyone up this close? Oh, the smoke though as he tosses it down. Only the leg going to be coming in, or rather the shoulder shot through the corner of the wall. Back manages to take down that op. Eventually Quick goes down and got finished off, and with that actually some success being found for Movistar Riders. They end up in a 3-on-2. The Deagle of Alex not quite connecting the shot, ends up getting tagged, but it's still working out. Right now World Edit left in a very difficult clutch, resorts to the pistol to finish off 1 low health player. And I was going to say, if he did drop Alex, maybe there was a good chance, of course, only being on 2 health right there. The Glock could have done the job, but in the end it didn't. 6-9, Movistar Riders, they managed to salvage that final round there in the half. Not bad. I mean, the 6 rounds on the CT side, considering they had a pretty poor start, is not terrible. But the only issue is now going into the second half, with this being the map choice of Prosto. They're going to be on the CT side now, or perhaps they'll feel even more comfortable. If this pistol round doesn't go in favour of Movistar Riders, it's going to be a very difficult comeback for them to make happen. Yeah, you can see Alex doing a good job with that. The Eagle, of course, was low health for pretty much the majority of it as well. So very good job. There we go, looking like a quick round. World Edit right now pushed up on mid. Sometimes they do this alone, but they do also have a couple of players pushing up long, so this could work out. As I said that though, unfortunately World Edit not able to get back to the bathrooms before he gets peaked, so he does end up going down. But Yekindar and Quick, they combine a headshot each, at least in towards the initial moments. Yekindar had also dropped one over towards Fountain just before, but I believe they have the info now, spotting at least one of those players coming out of the ramp, and then eventually having that information confirmed as Yekindar unfortunately gets dinked down, but it doesn't matter. Quick is looking precise on the USP, taking himself a second as well. Maybe Yekindar could get another, but he needs to be careful because he is low health. So 3v1 at this point. Prosto, they can afford to play things a little bit more passively. They have Nickelback pushed up on B, so he'll know if Mopos comes back in this direction, unless he goes down connector. But they do have a player also spotting mid, so no matter where Mopos takes this, the info should be found for the CTs. Yeah, you can see just jump peaks coming in. Did he spot Mopos? I think he did, because the way he started to fall back off, he must have. Yeah, the player outside of B actually beginning to fall back off as well, so you would imagine that is the info being found now, beginning to rotate up. Mopo's going to have to hit some incredible shots if he wants to make this happen. He has a smoke and a flash at least. Smoke goes down and allows for him to actually catch Waylander, but he doesn't expect anyone up close on long. That's the issue. Yekindar actually just going to go for the knife. That is a bit of BM. He gets himself that 3k that I was talking about, and a bit of extra money off the back of it. Nice little $1,500 bonus. And we get a replay of the knife. That's the question. No, it's of this mid play. Of course, Yekindar getting that initial headshot, and then the 2 players trying to come in through mid after advancing up through connector, but finding Quick and Yekindar waiting for them. Right now from Movistar Riders. Yakandar mowing them all down. Where's that fifth and final player? All the way back at the top of connector. So for the moment, at least, Yakandar not going to be picking up the ace, but 3 in the previous round, 4 right now. Looking for the ace as he pushes in on mid. There it is. Indeed. No! Quick! Why would you steal it? Oh, that is horrible. He done most of the damage as well. I mean, as long as they get the round win, just would have been a nice confidence builder, you know. 18-8 either way though for Yakandar. A little bit aggressive there by Quick. Yakandar, of course, also pushed up on mid, but taking the peek on his own, ends up going down. As you can see, he was pushed up, taking that peek deep into playground. Alex ends up finding the headshot as well. Soaker is low health, and they may not expect World Edit to still be up close, but you can see they, at the very least, are being cautious. So it's going to be a tough one. And yeah, not able to quite find that frag. Mopo's catches Wayland there, getting aggressive on B. And Movistar Riders into this opening gun round, they're actually looking really strong. Nickelback left, not really knowing what to do at this point because they could still go anywhere. It's not like Movistar Riders were moving towards a bomb site. They were just all holding pretty much around the spawn area and managed to actually just shut down the aggression very effectively. Worth noting, it was a bit of a bonus round, of course, with the SMGs being kept in play for Prosto, so not the end of the world. Nickelback eventually finding one should retrieve himself a rifle. Oh, that's been spotted though. And ends up going down. Saving the AK wouldn't have been bad, but Movistar Riders not allowing for it. But here we go. The full buy should still be available here for Prosto. 3 M4s, 4 M4s in the FAMAS, so yeah, not too bad. Utility-wise, it could be better. They do have 2 defuse kits. They also, of course, don't have the op on World Edit. He actually only had 3750, so he was just about able to scrape together the M4 and the Kevlar combo. Seems like they're actually going to go very quick over towards B. Molotov's being tossed down. The issue is Prosto dropped some of their own to actually delay that aggression. So, at least for the moment, you did see Movistar Riders slowing it down slightly. Prosto not going for the B water control, instead just getting that connector control. And Waylander, I'm not too sure how he got tagged down. Must have peeked out through Monster right there, because got dropped to 16 health, I believe. A lot of damage to take early on. Mopo's trying to realise that there is players in connector, but turns around as he was getting spammed, unfortunately. Ends up going down. Yakandar and Quick again working together as a very strong duo. But as I say that, Alex and Det's over towards B, going to be able to find some success. Nickelback and Quick dropping. And they've also lost control now at that B bomb site. Yakandar, though, catching a very quick kill there on Alex, who was trying to cut off that rotation. So, again, man advantage, but the bomb is down. Not a lot of utility for Prosto to work with either, just a couple of flashes. So let's see how this goes. Easter and Dets. Is the bomb planted open? I'm not 100. Yeah, it is actually planted open, so if they wanted, they could push in towards CT and try and play it off, play it from heaven, rather. Not going to be going for it right now, though. Dets finding the headshot. Easter pops up for the trade. And now it's the 1 versus 1. Waylander low on health. It's a single bullet that needs to be connected. And in the end, Easter will get it. But that was a lot closer than he would have hoped for. Quite a lot of damage rather got done before he eventually finished it off. Bit dangerous for sure. As the pause comes in. That didn't go well. I don't know why the taskbar keeps popping up at the bottom of the live feed every now and again. I'm not even touching off the monitor. It's really weird. I then have to click on it and full screen it again to get it to fix. So it's quite annoying. Casting off a live feed issues. Does make things a lot handier not having the game open, and of course means while I'm casting at home I can actually have someone doing the observing, which a good observer makes things so much easier. go. Coming into a round here with not really a lot for pros, though. They did have enough for, I think, just to take the 1 eco and then buy into the following round, but they've gone for it. An interesting choice. A Scout going to be coming in. Pistols, Kevlar, and some nades, and Waylander actually spamming through the wooden plank right there. Forgot how to describe it for a moment. Able to find themselves a quick headshot, so nice find on the Soaker. Again, though, not really a position where they can pick up that weapon, which would be very nice considering what they have available. Alex going to cross back over and pick the AK up, so at best that Mach 10 now in towards short. Let's see how this goes for them. Having the man advantage is certainly not a bad spot to be in. It does seem like overall Movistar Riders still favouring towards this B-bomb site for the moment. Dets and Easter outside of Monster. But the smoke now just going to be going down, so that could be a bit of an issue for whatever plans Movistar Riders had, because it looks like they do want to just take it in towards B. All 4 players around this area now beginning to back off a little bit. As I say that, though, the aggression through Monster from the CTs, they've attempted it, but Quick and Waylander both go down. With that now, I would imagine they begin to move forward. There's still 2 players to hold. As I say that, though, it continues to decrease. Yekindar and World Edit drop Nickelback in towards the barrels. Eventually finished off. His position was known, of course, had to drop the smoke after getting mollied. 11-9. Prosto just going to be looking at an eco now, of course, so we will see double digits being found most likely from Movistar Riders before the buy comes in again. And yeah, you've seen that from Waylander. Pretty common angle as they come up short and peak, so just taking the pre-fire rather than showing himself. Through that wood, of course, the deagle pretty much still doing the exact same damage, I believe. Yeah, but yeah, not even much able to be upgraded here in this round for Prosto. Just a few pistols. We should see a pretty clean round come in from the T side. As I say that, though, bit of damage being connected. Alex getting dinked down to 53. Wouldn't mind seeing him now trading that AK over one of the players who has a Mach 10. Let's see if they end up doing that, though. He still manages to actually step up and find a frag onto Waylander. Mopo's on his Mach 10, going to be building up money, and Connector takes the second. I was going to say could be a little bit dangerous if he didn't clear the corner, but he checks it. Soaker going to be taking down that final B defender, and with that, leaving only Quick, who would decided to take a bit of a long rotate all the way around through spawn, and ends up just getting dropped on his way down the ladder either way. So 11-10, 1 round in the difference. The buy coming back in from Prosto. Let's see if they can step it up now. One of the, probably the best buy we've seen them with here on the CT side so far. World Edit getting the oppo. Seems like they are just going to be kicking things off with a pretty standard default again, expecting the aggression to come in. I mean, Prosto have been very aggressive so far on the CT side, so understandable. Right now, though, 3 players in towards the playground. 4 to T is probably not going to be finding very much at the moment. It's instead Prosto just going to chill him back. They have a player over towards long on that corner. Of course, it is World Edit on the up. Quick then pushed up in the bathrooms. 3 players then focused more so towards B, I believe, one being in heaven, so he is able to at least quickly rotate. What's the plan right now? World Edit gets blinded up, takes a shot, but not able to quite get that timing right, is just forced to fall back off. So with that, we will see the T's begin to advance a little bit, getting themselves the long control. And with that info being found by the op over towards long, World Edit, of course, called over. They had a rotate now come in, I do believe. Smoke down towards long as well. Time beginning to get low at this point. Yeah, they have 3 players set up, so there's a really strong setup here again. Prosto using some of the positions that Movistar Riders were. It's pretty common to have someone up close to the bathrooms. World Edit not quite able to connect the initial shots there as they were coming out long. Ends up costing his team a little bit, but he manages to recover well. Eventually taking down Easter and finishing off Alex with the USP. Low health, but he has the op. Only needs to connect the 1 shot to the body, and it's exactly what happens. World Edit keeping the lead for Prosto, extending it 12-10. But of course, Movistar Riders, they took those rounds that they picked up, the last few rounds rather, in pretty clean fashion. So they've got like 10,000, I believe, on towards the majority of their players. And yeah, that replay there showing us World Edit stepping up to defend that A-bomb site. If he went down, at that point, it probably would have been Movistar Riders just getting the bomb plant and been able to set themselves up, forcing Prosto into a very difficult retake. Are we going to see any aggression in this round from Prosto is the question. It looks like they are, at least initially, they were initially looking to try and maybe do something. Deciding against it in the end, though. They had that one player just drop the smoke on mid and again kind of just hanging back around the bathrooms. A little bit more aggressive, playing forward on them. Quick going to be playing around the stairs. World Edit up on the long platform again here. But I mean, Movistar Riders aren't really changing much up on their B side. They have what ways they want to approach this round. Detson towards Connector. On his own again. Manages to catch Yak in there though. Breaking the door with the Krieg as well. Finding the headshot then. 5-4 quick. Pushed up on mid though. Oh, this is dangerous. He should have a free kill in Connector on towards Dets, who's pretty much dead already, to be fair, at 20 health. But I was going to say he probably would have liked a little bit more. I mean, he's not going to complain though. Pulling back that one trade, keeping them in the 4-on-4 instead, and being able to escape without taking any damage. Seconds remaining though. They need to get a move on, and as I say, that quick pushing forward in the bathrooms finds himself another. They trade over towards Monster, realize that there's no one else there currently. It's going to be the info found, of course, at this point. Unfortunately, they do lose a player in the meantime. Quick goes down. World at it again on the op towards the bomb site. Going to have to hit some shots to hold this. And he's not able to hit any at all. Ends up going then immediately to Easter on the op. The flash over. Some good damage being connected, though. Nickelback, he can make this happen. Checks around the bomb site, but ends up taking some spam himself. Two players to deal with. The bomb, though, it's not planted for short, so that's a positive. Pushes out, catches the quick headshot. Alex, only one more bullet needed to actually finish him off towards the body. Doesn't have a defuse kit, though, and he is being flanked out. Manages to spin around. There it is. Hops on that bomb and should have plenty of time even without the defuse kit. Prosto going to be extending the lead even further, 13-10. But it's a very close round. Not ideal for the economy. We'll pick up an op though. Nickelback has like 7,000, so he'll be able to drop over. And that's necessary because Waylander and World Edit, as you can see, have very little money. They were both sitting on just over 3,500. Yeah, this was really well played. A bit unfortunate, I don't think Easter realized immediately that Nickelback had pushed up. And you seen the second that Nickelback got that first kill, Alex started going around the right side because he thought he'd be able to just peek out and get the trade while the side of the player rather was still exposed. But it wasn't quite the case. Really well played, of course, by Nickelback. And now Movistar Riders spending pretty much all of their money to get the buy into this round. If it doesn't work out, then either they're going for a force buy or they're taking the eco and playing for overtime. So not a good spot to be in. And as you can see, setting themselves up again over towards the B side of the map. Either they go for their default and eventually go towards A, or else they go for a relatively early B hit, it seems. A little bit awkward. It makes them so unpredictable. Waylander able to find a double spray down there off the back of the flash from Nickelback. Throws in another and manages to successfully delay a little bit before taking himself a kill, and then goes down to Mopos. But of course, the man advantage not going to be something they complain about. As I say that though, Det's finding himself another headshot, or rather a headshot, but he's left alone. And although he had the idea about where World Edit was, had the info, he didn't quite have the crosshair in position for that shot to connect. 14-10, no bomb plant being found for Movistar Riders. Look at their money. What did they do? Did they take the eco here and play for overtime, or are they going to come in with a force buy? And it looks like the force buy is going to be the choice that they take. UMP pulled out on Alex, AK from Mopos. Mac 10, another UMP, and then a CZ for Soaker. Not a great spot to be in. If they lose this one, and if they don't manage to get a bomb plant, then they're going to be on a similar buy in the next round. So let's see how this one goes. Ooh, quick connector push coming in. And good spam right there, doing some very solid damage and allowing for Nickelback to very easily finish off those two tagged up players. The issue is no one actively spotting Monster. Waylander was just holding it passively from the pit. It allowed for his teammate to go down, and then Waylander gets completely overwhelmed. So although the initial two kills did go in favor of Prosto, they were brought back Very aggressive, though, from Detson towards the CT spawn. Was hoping to catch someone off guard. Ends up going down, and now it's Easter and Mopos to try and keep Movistar Riders in this one, pretty much. You don't want to let map point go over to Prosto. Here on their own map choice it is. Of course, Prosto picking Overpass for no being chosen then by Movistar Riders, but a nice kill there being found by Mopos. Catches one player creeping out of heaven, manages to turn from the flash and take down quick, and with that all on Yekin there. One player on short, one at the pillar. He actually manages to spin around and take down Mopos somehow. Doesn't manage to drop Easter. The trade comes in. Movistar Riders stealing away the force spy, getting themselves a bit of a lifeline and completely destroying the economy of Prosto, who now have 2 players on a double eco. That is heartbreaking. This should be another round here for Movistar Riders. I mean, I think we're going to see the force buy. As you can see now, the FAMAS comes in. So it is going to be the force buy. If the force buy doesn't work out for Prosto, then they're on an eco, and then it'll be 13 to 14 at that point before the guns come out again for Prosto. So this is close. This could still really go either way. Here we go. In the end, what they're able to get out is just a couple of FAMASes and then a variety of pistols. The CZ P250 and the Deagle actually in play. Let's see if it's going to work out for them, though. Very aggressive. Let's see if this is if they're going to find the boost coming in. Oh, I believe it's been spotted. Yeah, it still works out for a kill, though. Soaker, I don't think was expecting that to happen. Ends up taking a little while to react. His teammate goes down, and unfortunately he doesn't get the trade, nor does any damage. So Prosto with that man advantage now, happy to fall back off. As see him spamming into the smoke. Waylander and the CZ going to be able to find one. It's the beep commitment coming in. The issue is, though, that there was only one player for the CT side, at least immediately on the bomb site. World Edit now back in the spawn. Has been held off by a Molotov, so 4 versus 3, the bomb down from Movistar Riders. Prosto, although they have the man advantage, it's still going to be a very difficult retake without the defuse kit, especially. Alex manages to catch the first, then had Soaker help out a little bit. The P50 from World Edit does some damage, but not quite enough, and in the end it's cleaned up. A player up in heaven was able to just spot the player coming out of a monster very easily, with the smoke of course being down, so that was a great spot, not expected at all. That now, the eco having to come in from the CT side. I like this. A 5-man stack. It's interesting, though, to spot. Could very easily get sprayed down. It does seem like, actually, that these are going to be coming in this direction as well. So this is going to be interesting. They do actually end up spreading out a little bit more. I prefer that, just so they can't get sprayed down as easily by 1 or 2 players. But here we go. Now only beginning to move forward. It's 1 player actually going initially. Easter is going to... He is going to be in trouble. Actually finds 2 kills, and there it is. Yeah, the SMGs. It's Detsu who managed to spray down the other 3. So yeah, kind of in those little groups right there, it didn't manage to work out either. 2 for the MAC-10 and 3 for the UMP. They didn't really have anything invested though, so there wasn't a lot to lose, to be fair. Not the end of the world. Now coming onto the buy though, this is where it really begins to matter. This is perhaps the most important round of the game so far. If Prosto take it, of course, they're going to be sitting on map point. If Movistar Riders manage to pick it up, they're probably going to be sitting on match point before the guns can actually come in again from Prosto. So, yeah, this one right now, as I said, the most important round so far. And I mean, it's not a great buy either from the CT side. Although they have the rifles, there's not a lot of utility to work with, and they don't have a defuse kit either. That Molotov bouncing right off the player encounter. A smack of a glass bottle. I would say that hurts, but apparently it only done 2 damage. Wayland are able to catch 1 player coming up through short. It is Alex trading back, fortunately, as he looks for a bit more. Gets the second. before eventually going down to the Mach 10. But Yekin there on a quick flank. I don't think the player on short actually heard him dropping out. That gives him the chance now to actually try and catch him off guard. Indeed, Easter though at the up. He looked like he was about to try and check it, but he didn't quite. Yekin there now ready. The flick doesn't come in. Or at least it doesn't connect. Paspar again, my bad. I'll fix it in a moment. We can't really do it in the middle of a clutch. Yekin there finding one more on Mopos, and that pretty much solidifies the round. Prosto will be bringing it up the map point. Oh, no, maybe not. As I said, that's actually came back for it. I thought they'd just be able to hop onto the defuse pretty easily with the smokes and all going down, but he did make it a little bit more costly. Map point indeed, though. Still enough money for the buy, so it's not the end of the world for Movistar Riders. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take this thing off the screen. I had to very quickly click pause and then unpause it. That works as well to get it off. My mouse is nowhere near my second screen, which is what has the clean feed on it, so I don't know why that's happening. It's just like Windows 10 does not like me. Will we see an overtime, or can Prosto close this out? They have 2 chances, but I mean this is their best one, really, to actually have a chance to take the finish, because if they end up losing this one, then they're going to be again put on a weaker buy in the next round. So really, Prosto right now, they want to close it here, otherwise overtime is looking pretty likely. World that it tries to get the beacon connector, but there was a player on both sides. So Dets was able to pop out for a very easy kill. Holden for a second, the flash came in, but it wasn't effective. Either way, it didn't seem to matter, and at this point, the second player who was hanging around, rather being Easter, I believe has already fallen back off. It may have been Alex, actually, because he's now coming back to check out connector. Oh, I don't think he's going to realize Yakindar's all the way up here. He actually looks to try and clear it out, but still goes down. With that now, a 4-on-3. Still holding for this ladder drop. Not a position you get to see the CTs being in very often, but right now, Movistar Riders, 50 seconds for them to get something done here to keep themselves alive on Overpass. It's been a very close one so far, but I mean, not looking like they're going to be able to make it happen. Inferno up next as well. A map that is strong for Prosto. Here we go, quick in towards the long batch rooms. He hears those players, of course, beginning to advance forward over towards short, so he will call that to his teammates. With that, the rotation should begin to come in. And they do still have that player deep in connector, so the quick flanks right now, I think probably just going to be a little bit too much for Movistar Riders to handle. Yeah, quick moving in. Yakindar shutting down the bomb in connector. Now Quick's going to be coming in from behind. He doesn't manage to get himself one in connector, at least not a second rather. But as I said, that flank just a bit too much. It leaves Soaker into 1 versus 2. There's an op already on the B-bomb site. He has to just go straight for the plant. 4 seconds remaining. He gets one, but he doesn't have enough time to put it down anymore. And there it is, 16-13. We see Prosto managing to close it out here on Overpass, but we will have Inferno coming up next, guys. Of course, it is a best of 3. After that, if needed, Mirage is the decider. Make sure you don't go too far. Hit that follow button if you're enjoying. And if you're liking my casting as well, I guess you could check me out on Twitter at Dean Brownie. That's going to be it for a few moments, guys. We'll be back as soon as the 2 teams are ready to get going, with map number 2.